Thank you very much for tuning into Watermark's very first YouTube video. This channel is going to be focused on water treatment equipment. Jumping right in, the first thing we're going to be discussing is troubleshooting a diaphragm metering pump. When troubleshooting a metering pump, the first thing I check is the power going to the pump. You're going to want to check your outlet, make sure you've got good power going to the pump. Plug one of these in just to check the outlet's hot. And then if you have any input cables going to the pump, if it's pulse driven, 420 driven, however you're running your pump, make sure that all those signals to the pump are good. If they are, check the circuit board, ensure the fuse is good, taking appropriate safety precautions when working with electricity. If the pump's operating just fine, you should be able to hear the solenoid energizing and the diaphragm moving back and forth. If you can hear that, it's a good sign that there's nothing wrong electrically with your pump. So let's jump into the second thing you want to check, and that is the application itself. When selecting a pump for an application, there's a couple of things you want to check. You want to ensure that your pump is sized correctly, that it can keep up with the output demand of the process. You also want to ensure that your pump has enough pressure to pump against your process pressure. Lastly, you want to ensure that your liquid end is the appropriate liquid end for the product that you're feeding. If your chemical isn't compatible, it's going to quickly eat away at your liquid end. You're not going to get great performance. The other thing you want to consider is if your product is off gassing. If you're trying to feed a chlorine-like substance that tends to want to turn into vapor, ensure you're using a degassing head where the gas vents safely out of the top and your injection comes out of the side. Double check your actual installation as well. Make sure your pump isn't exceeding its maximum suction lift and that your foot valve is upright in your solution tank. The final thing you're going to want to check is your preventative maintenance. When was the last time you repaired and replaced the liquid end of your pump? These components wear out over time. They're kind of your windshield wiper and your oil of the pump itself. And over time, the check balls inside these valves stop sealing. When that happens, your pump isn't going to feed accurately anymore and you're overdue for a rebuild kit. Thanks again for tuning into this week's episode. More content will be coming soon. If you have suggestions of something you'd like to see, leave a comment below. Until next time.